Hey Pisces, welcome to Pisces Kingdom. I already went ahead and pre-shuffled and pulled out the spread for your reading, and the message coming in is actually really interesting because what I'm getting here specifically, 7 of Cups to 7 of Wands, detox your friendships, is that there are two people coming in, one person from your past and one person that's currently in your life. And it's a little bit of a bittersweet message when it comes to the person from the past, because what I'm getting here is that this person used to bring excitement and newness to your life, but at the same time, they took away your peace, they took away your stability, and maybe you felt a little bit out of control or out of power when it came to this person. Like, they did not necessarily bring out the best version in you. But at the same time, there was a lot of excitement, a lot of newness. It's someone that you were just very excited to kind of see where it would go. But it's just like you were not your best self, you were not the best version of you, and you did not feel like you were in power or in control in your life. Now, the new person in your life, or who's currently in your life, they're having a very hard time trying to understand you and trying to figure you out. Like, you're some kind of a mystery to them, you're some kind of a puzzle to them, and they're trying to solve the puzzle, they're trying to understand you, they're trying to figure you out, and they feel like they can't really understand you, that you're some kind of a mystery to them, which is the reason why they're attracted to you. But at the same time, it's something that's confusing them, and that they want to find a way to get close to you or see eye to eye with you or be on the same level. But the thing is, it doesn't feel like you're on the same page about that. It feels like you're kind of in this energy where you came out of this past situation where you felt powerless or out of control, or like you were not your best self. Again, it's like your peace was taken away, your stability was taken away. It's like there's a lot of newness and excitement, but some of your core needs were not being fulfilled in this connection. And so now you're a lot more closed off, not just to that person, but to everybody. And when it comes to this area of your life. So I don't know for who this message is for, but it's specific because I haven't really clarified as much. I pulled 3 clarifiers for the cards, but what I'm getting here is that you're coming out of this phase and you've dropped some people, you've left some people behind, you let some people go, you walked away. And when you walk away, when you finally walk away, Pisces, a lot of people don't know this about you until they meet you. And this is a Pisces thing. I know this for a fact. I read for Pisces. I have a lot of Pisces in my family and a lot of Pisces friends. And when they're done with you, they're done with you. There's no second thought. It's like Pisces will try to make it work and see if there's a possibility or a way to make it work, but sometimes you're too smart for your own good because your intuition kind of shows you the preview of what it's going to look like, what it's going to feel like. You're very wise, Pisces. A lot of people, and this is a message that was coming in the last reading, a lot of people perceive you as stuck up, or like you think that you're better than because you just won't engage with certain behaviors. You just won't allow certain things in your environment. And that's because you have self-respect. That's because you have standards. But most of all, it's because you're the 12th sign on the zodiac wheel. You're the oldest one, meaning you're the wisest one. So you have a little bit of time, you know, to F around. Like you just don't have time to F around. You don't have time to, you know, F around and see what happens. It's like, you've kind of gone through a lot of these lessons to where they're kind of beneath you in the sense that you already overcame these levels. So it's not entertaining for you to kind of stick around in situations that are not giving to you your core needs or your wants. And so it's like you're very quick to cut cords. You're very quick to disconnect, basically. And when you decide to leave, when you decide to walk away, it's not games. It's not to kind of make the other person chase you. It's like when you're done, you're done. It's like the door is closed. They no longer exist in your reality. You block, you delete, you get rid of all the things that remind you of the person. And it's like it never happened. They never existed. And that's how you're able to move on so quickly. So what I'm getting with that 7 of Cups is some people are hurt. Okay. Some people from your past are hurt because of how easily you walk away or how you decide to disconnect. And again, I don't get that you do this in a way that it's not necessarily a bad thing, okay? Because why would you keep people around you, okay? Detox your friendships. Why would you keep people around you that are not good influences on you, or that you already know that whether they're aware of it or not, you kind of already intuitively get the nudge that it's not gonna be, like, it's better, okay? The idea of it is way better than the reality of it. That's what I'm getting, okay? Seven of Cups to Seven of Wands. The idea is better than the reality, okay? The potential is not the reality of the situation. So you can choose to see things with rose-colored glasses of what it could become, what it can be, the potential of a person, the potential of the situation. But the reality is very, very different. Magician in the reverse. And so you're not taking chances anymore, Pisces. I don't know what kind of switched in you, what changed in you, but some people have taken offense and have taken it personally, and they think that it's not like, they don't think it's for real. They think that you're trying to play some games that, you know, like maybe you're pulling back or you're kind of, you know, giving them the silent treatment. Like, that's what they think. Because they play games, they think that you play games. They're showing up as a Seven of Cups, you're showing up as a Seven of Wands, okay? You don't play games. When you're done, you're done. It's official. You're not trying to see if they're going to chase you, if they're going to come back. You're not doing the silent treatment. You're just done. Officially done. I'm getting, for whoever I'm channeling, with the Seven of Wands, is a very protective energy. As you can see, she's in this bubble. She's in her zone, and she's not allowing any of these wands to get to her. And so what I'm getting here is that when you're done, you're officially done. It's a block and delete kind of situation. It's like if you have mutual friends, things like that, like you're willing to kind of just drop it all and leave and start all over because you don't want to be influenced by this energy. Because when you make the decision, it's official. Again, it's like they may play games, okay? This is the Seven of Cups is the game of Truths and Ladders, as you can see here. They may be the type of person that they pull strings here and there, they make moves here and there, anticipating the other person's moves. So to them, it comes off as like you're playing games. Like maybe it's a silent treatment, maybe you're pulling away to get them to be more attracted or to kind of chase you or pursue you, because that's how they think, that's how they operate. But in reality, you're showing up as a Seven of Wands. You're completely in this bubble, and you're not allowing anything or anyone to penetrate or to come into your circle, to come into your zone. You are a very private person, and you value that. So from their perspective, from their mindset, they think that, again, like it's not official, it's not done. They think that it's gonna come around, but like you're done, it's official. It's like your eyes are closing, you're looking the other way. You're not giving it the time of day. To you, they no longer exist in your reality. To them, they think that you're playing some kind of game to get them to come closer, to get them to do something to pursue you or conquer you in some kind of way, which again seems very childish and very immature. Because what I'm getting here with the past person is that you're officially done. They no longer exist in your reality. You don't think about them. You don't go onto their social media. You don't, again, it's like there's no way to even contact them. Like you're the kind of person to block and delete. Again, when you're done, you're done. I don't know why it keeps looping me back around to that message, because the Seven of Cups to the Lovers is saying that they may be undecisive and they may be playing games, but the Lovers, you're very strong when it comes to making decisions. It's like you'll give it thought. The Hermit. You'll go within, two major arcanas, by the way. You'll go within into your introspection. You'll pull on your wisdom. You'll go within and get the answers that you need so that when you make the decision, you're 100% on board with it. Okay? You're the one to follow through and not look back. So it's like a bittersweet kind of situation, because again, what I'm getting from this past person is that there was a lot of excitement for what it could be, for what it could become. Yeah, it's like a lot of newness, a lot of excitement, but at the same time, they didn't bring out the best in you. It's like it started to trigger a lot of like, okay, so here's the thing. Some people that come into our lives, it's like you have full control, you're in your power, you're in your zone, but there are some people that come into your life that legit will bring out the worst in you, okay? I don't know what it is, right? But they will trigger some core wounds. And it's not about relationships, it's not about connections, it's about the person itself. Maybe they remind you of someone that you used to know. Maybe they remind you of a specific family member, right? Like, for example, maybe you're the kind of person to be very calm and peaceful and chill and just kind of like in your power and not get affected by a lot of things that kind of just happen in the outer world. Like it just doesn't seep into your inner world, okay? That's why you're in the Seven of Wands energy. You're very protective of your energy. But it's like maybe that family member that tends to really get under your skin. It's like somebody else could do it, somebody else can say it, and it's nothing. Like it kind of just doesn't affect you the same way that if that family member or that specific person, when that person does it, when that person says it, it like really triggers you or it gets under your skin. And so what I'm getting here is that that person would bring out the worst in you. And I don't know if this is a good thing, as in like it's a way to work through your triggers, or if they're just not a good person for you. Okay, because some people together become toxic. It's not so much that one person is toxic or the other person is toxic. Could very well be that they are a toxic person, but together they bring out the worst in each other, and it becomes a toxic connection, a toxic friendship, a toxic relationship. And so what I'm getting here is that you just don't want to entertain that, because toxicity is not attractive to you. That's why you have the Hermit here. You have a lot of wisdom to know that those are red flags. And so, yeah, the message is it's bittersweet when it comes to that person from the past, because even though there was a lot of excitement, there was when it came to your peace, when it came to your stability, when it came to clarity, when it came to having power and control over your own life, with this person, it was not ideal. They were not bringing out the best in you. Truly. It's like you were not your best version when it came to them. And so, yeah, you cut cords, you walked away forever. Literally, like block and delete, completely remove them out of your life, okay? If it's a person on social media or something like that, it's like they no longer exist in your universe. They no longer exist in your realm. You don't even think about it. You don't even remember it. And so they think on their end that it's not over. They think that there's some way, somehow they're gonna come back around. They think that you're somehow trying to play games, and they're trying to beat you at your own game, because that's their perception. Again, as you can see, the ladders, the snakes, the bats, and all this fog, this is the game of chutes and ladders, but it's also a card of being undecisive. It's also a card of, trying to see what's gonna come from it, like not being fully in, right? It's very undecisive. It's very like up in the air. And that's not an energy that you appreciate. That's not an energy that you want to be around, because you'd rather, Ace of Swords, have clarity than confusion. Nobody wants to be confused. Nobody wants to feel this kind of brain fog, this confusion. Like there's all these options and all these moving parts. It doesn't benefit you. So the more that you protect your energy, the more that you stay in your own field, the more that you detox those friendships, okay? The more clarity you gain, the more power and control you gain over your life. And I'm getting, Pisces, that this doesn't tend to happen, okay? It's very rare when a person tends to get under your skin. It's very rare when a person tends to disturb your peace or disturb your sense of stability. But when it happens, again, it does trigger you, because maybe they remind you of a person you used to know, or they remind you of a family member, or they just bring out a side of you that is very uncommon and unfamiliar to you, because you tend to have power and control over your own energy. That's why the Hermit is here. You spent a lot of time doing the inner work. So when situations like this happen, it kind of takes you by surprise, and that's why it's exciting, because you just don't know what's going to happen. But the unknown and this toxicity or what they bring in, that excitement is not something that you're going to prioritize over your peace and over your sense of control and power over your own life. So that's what's coming in with the last person that you disconnected from, you walked away. Now the current person that's coming into your life, or that's in your life, Pisces, again, it's like you're some kind of a mystery to them. They're trying to figure you out. They're trying to find a way to get close to you, but you're not having it, okay? I don't know what's going on. I don't know for who this reading is. Again, if this is your reading, you're gonna know who you are, because it's a little bit specific. 7 of Wands means that, again, you're very protective over your energy, but you're also not allowing a lot of people in, okay? If it's like a work collaboration or a connection or some kind of a friendship, you're keeping people at arm's length, and you're not really letting anybody into your circle or into your bubble whatsoever, because you felt what it was like to be out of control or out of power, to where even your energy was affected, even your manifestations were affected, because you let the wrong kinds of people into your field. Maybe you modeled after the wrong kinds of people. Maybe you admired some people that at the end of the day, they were not who they portrayed to be. And it's like when you got to the bottom of it, you realized that the whole thing was not at all what you thought it would be, right? Like the idea of it was much better than the reality. So this Magician, again, is your card and it's your general energy. You're a master manifestor. You have a lot of skills, abilities, talents, and gifts that you're able to monetize, that you're able to materialize and master manifest your way. Again, you have a lot of major arcanas. Magician to the Lovers to the Hermit. Power cards in your position. But when it comes to letting the wrong kinds of people in, it's like it could really throw off your vibe, and you're just not having it, Pisces. You're just not having it. So 7 of Wands, whoever's in your life now or trying to get to know you or trying to get close to you, it's like you're not really giving them much space. Like you're not really giving them much access to you, access to your energy. And so the advice coming in from the angels is detox your friendships. Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. Okay? Not just the people who paint the picture that that's who they are or that's what they are. Again, Pisces, the best way to know, because when you listen to a person, when people speak, when people say things, that's not the same as their energy, and it's not the same as their actions. And with the Hermit, you're very perceptive, okay? You observe people, and you observe their energy, you observe their actions, and there's a lot of red flags that will get triggered when, again, it's like they can say all the right things, but their actions don't match it, and their energy doesn't match it. Because how does that person's message, how do their words, how do they make you feel? That's the best way to know. Do they uplift you, or do they make you feel some type of way? Okay? Is there some kind of funny energy there that you just know that it doesn't sit well with you? That's what I'm getting. There's a lot of people that you've been leaving behind, and they're not very happy with that. Part of the message coming in the last reading was some people were perceiving you as stuck up, simply because you have standards, simply because you have self-respect, and because you have goals where you've already been through it. With the Hermit, you have a lot of wisdom. You are an old soul. So it's like it doesn't cut it for you. It doesn't really cut it for you. So things that would work on other people just simply don't work when it comes to you. And so some people were taking offense to that. And again, you didn't do it in a way to offend anybody or for people to take it personal. You just are not going to sacrifice yourself for other people. You're not going to keep other people around that are simply not aligned with your goals and aligned with your vision. It's like some of these people, Pisces, literally are very negative. They rob the peace. They rob the joy. They take it away and they don't give it back. What they give is a lot of confusion, a lot of fogginess, a lot of instability, a lot of insecurity, a lot of doubting, second guessing yourself. And that's not coming from you. That's coming from them. So this is why this is the advice coming in. Detox your friendships, because that energy is being influenced by the people you have around. And so then we have the 10 of Cups coming in as your final card. Pisces, you have some very clear goals that anything that doesn't match with that, anything that doesn't fit that vision, you're going to get rid of it. You seriously are. Because in the past, you realized that you were giving so much of yourself and thinking that service meant that you had to kind of give it all and show up for everybody and be there. And you noticed that you ended up with empty cups, and it didn't get you to where you wanted to be. And it also didn't really help people the way that you thought it was going to help them. Like, it didn't go a long way. And so now you're realizing that there's a need to be very selfish with your energy. There's a need to be very selfish with your time and with yourself as a person. To not share yourself, to not give access to people who just simply don't deserve to be there. And not only do they not deserve to be there, they're not aligned with your vision. They're not aligned with how you want to feel and where you want to be in life. They're not aligned with your goals. So it's like you have like a zero tolerance policy is what I'm getting. Like, part of the energy that I'm getting from the 7 of Wands is that, I don't know if this is the right word to describe it, but it's like you don't really have much patience right now when it comes to other people and when it comes to BS. Like, you have okay, this is a fact. Pisces does have a short temper. A lot of people don't know this until they know it. Pisces has a very short temper. They manage to be kind, they manage to be patient with people and be very compassionate, but they do have a very short temper. So what I'm getting with that 7 of Wands is that because of the time that you felt like you wasted with this person, it's like you're very like zero tolerance right now. Like maybe even a little bit like snappy, maybe even a little bit like irritable when it comes to people that play games, when it comes to people that just want to F around, when it comes to people that just want to waste your time or they don't come correct. Because detox your friendships, you're realizing that a lot of your time and energy spent on these people was not a good investment. There was not a good ROI, okay? These people were liabilities, they were leeches on your energy, and they were not assets. And the worst part of it all, Pisces, with the 7 of Cups is that They think that they were doing you a favor. They think that you were lucky to have them. Like, that's their idea. That's their perception. They think that you were playing games. When 7 of Wands, your card, you were officially done. Okay? This is a person who thinks that, like, it's not done until they say it's done. It's not over until they say it's over. If they can't have you, nobody else can have you. Like, that's their idea. That's their perception. That's what they tell themselves. 7 of Cups, they get caught up playing their own games. They get caught up in their own lies. Okay? This is why you see all this fog coming in. It's very unclear. This person, how you're going to know who this person is someone from your past, but someone who brings a lot of confusion. You just don't know what it is. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it black? Is it white? There's all this confusion. There's all this thick fog. And this is how they play their games. They create a lot of instability, a lot of confusion. And it's like they believe their own lies and they get caught up in their own game. And this is something that you're just simply not gonna tolerate. See how your energy is very protective compared to theirs? Theirs is kind of like all scattered and all over the place. It's like they have their hand in a lot of pots, okay? They're not very clean with their energy whatsoever. They have a lot of people around them. They're invested here, invested there. And a lot of time it's just like wasting time. It's just to have people around. It's just to do things. There's not a meaning. There's not a purpose behind it. They're just very like, they don't have good hygiene when it comes to their energy. See how scattered it is, how messy it is? And yours is very clean. Yours is very conserved, very focused, very private. Whereas theirs is kind of like, again, scattered out in the open. So it's like there is a very big difference when it came to you and this person. And their energy starts to seep into yours. And this is why you decided to cut it off completely. Now, the person that's in your life now, they're having an entire... like they're having this kind of like, they see you as some kind of a research project. Like they see you as some kind of a puzzle that needs to be solved because you're a mystery to them. But the thing is, you're not trying to entertain anybody because you just regained a control over your energy. And you're noticing that a lot of these connections, a lot of these friendships are literally a waste of time. Okay? This is the very specific reading because Detox Your Friends is coming in with the Hermit, meaning that a lot of you are kind of very private when it comes to your inner world, when it comes to your life, because that's when you have the most power and control, and that's when you have the most clarity in your life, and you have a goal. You have an end goal. You have a purpose. You have a mission, and this is where you're trying to arrive. This is the destination, okay? You don't really care about the journey. You care about the destination. This is where you're trying to be, okay? You don't want to continue repeating cycles and going over lessons that you've already been through. Okay, this person might have thought that they were special, but it's like you've encountered so many people just like them. There was nothing special about them. And again, it's like the idea was so much better than the reality. Okay, if this person tends to paint pictures and people buy into that idea, they buy into that, into the image that they paint, it's like that just doesn't work on you. Because the Hermit, you have too much wisdom. Again, it's like you're too smart for your own good because you already know the truth of the situation. And so 10 of Cups, this is where you're trying to get to, and anything that doesn't match that is gonna go, okay? So again, some people may take offense. Also, what I'm getting here is that some of you have a lot of people from your past reaching out. Like people from way back, okay? Way back. Like, hey, you know, can we talk? Like, hey, what have you been up to? Like, hey, remember me? Like, what I'm getting here specifically is a lot of you are getting phone calls and messages from people from way back, okay? People trying to follow you on social media from like way back, maybe like high school or elementary, like middle school. Like some people are trying to find you, Pisces. They're trying to find your energy in other people. And because they haven't been able to achieve that, everybody that you've connected with, whether it was an old friend, an old acquaintance, an ex, someone that had a crush on you, they always come back to you. Doesn't matter how many years pass by, they're always coming back to you because of your energy. Like there's a specific energetic signature when it comes to your vibe, when it comes to your energy, that it's like you don't know until you lose it, okay? But every person that you've kind of left in the past, it's like you don't go back there. You don't ever entertain people from your past because you moved on for a reason. So you tend to be very forward looking. So a lot of people take offense because they tend to keep a lot of doors open. They tend to keep a lot of people around, even though there's no benefit to the connection. And I'm not saying benefit as like there's an interest, but Again, it's like, are they positive? Are they an asset? Are they a liability? Are they taking some of your energy, right? Are they violating some of your boundaries? It's like you just, again, I'm getting this very irritable energy, but it's more like a zero tolerance of BS. That's all it is. Because you've been through so much, you're not about to put yourself through more. So Pisces, I feel like this reading is very intense with this message. I feel like it keeps looping me back around because there's something that's trying to come through. But I don't know what it is. I'm going to clarify, see if it comes out in the oracle cards. Let's see. Holy Spirit, please channel through the message that'll be most beneficial to Pisces at this time in regards to this reading. What do you want Pisces to know about the situation? You're a mystery to be solved, Pisces. I feel like you're even a mystery to your own self. Okay, so how could they figure you out if you can't even figure it out yourself? You are a mystery, Pisces. There's a lot to you. There's a lot of wisdom. There's so many sides to you. They think you're some kind of a puzzle that they're going to be able to solve, but you're really not entertaining that. Okay, so we have fear, success, and divine timing. Okay, I can't make these cards stand up. Okay. This is actually really, really clear. Pisces, with divine timing, what I'm getting here is that you no longer believe in fate or destiny. Okay? You no longer believe in fate or destiny or that things happen for a reason. Because with the Seven of Wands, for whoever I'm channeling for, okay, you're gonna know who you are because this is very specific. Whoever you are, Pisces, it's like there's been kind of like a massive realization in your life that's reconnecting you with a past version of yourself. Very, very specific. To where if you felt like the universe or a higher power or fate or destiny was kind of taking action in your life, and you felt like your own life was out of your hands, your own life was out of your control, like a higher power was moving things around, and you felt like, I don't know, like you had to kind of surrender to situations that you didn't want to surrender to. What I'm getting here with divine timing is you're no longer accepting that as your truth, okay? Don't make it fit if it's not your reading, because the message coming in is you're not leaving it up to fate. You're not leaving it up to destiny. Whoever you are, Pisces, there's been a complete shattering of old beliefs that maybe were projected onto you. Maybe subconsciously or subliminally you adopted these beliefs that do not align with your truth of who you are and who you choose to be. Okay? Because the Hermit is someone who has a lot of wisdom, who's lived many lives, is an old soul. So the message coming in is that some of you from an early age, you might have gone through very hard situations, okay? Maybe traumas, maybe things that caused a lot of fear in you because you felt like you had no control, no power over the things that were happening to you. And again, when you're underage, when you're a child, right? Your parents tend to have control, or your teachers or grown-ups or authorities tend to have control. So your whole life being a child, you can't wait to grow up. Like you try to speed up the process to grow up and to graduate from that phase so that you can finally take the reins over your own life and not have somebody else making decisions for you. So what I'm getting here is that as a child, okay, growing up, you went through a lot of hardships and traumas because of other people. In your whole life, all you wanted to do was grow up. Grow up so that you can have that control, so you can have that power, take the reins and the power and control over your own life. So you didn't believe in fate. You didn't believe in destiny. You didn't believe that life was just gonna deal you the cards and you had to accept them. You believed that you, no matter what it was, you were gonna take control over your own life. No matter the price that you had to pay, no matter what you had to do. Some of you may have even ran away, you know, being young. Some of you may have started working very early to make your own money. Some of you may have gained independence over your own life at a very early age because you were just so tired. And there's a siren, I don't know if you can hear it. You take that as a sign. Some of you were very tired of other people making decisions for you. So all you wanted was to have full autonomy and full control over your own life. So it's like some of you had to grow up very, very quickly. And you decided that if fate was real and destiny was real, you were simply not going to accept it. because that meant that you had to stay the same. That meant that you had to accept the cards that life dealt you. That meant that you had to accept life as it was. And so you're the kind of person that you're just like, no, I'm simply not going to believe that, simply not going to accept that as my truth. And again, whoever you are, you matured very early. You took independence and control over your life at a very early age. And divine timing coming in here, you don't believe in divine timing, okay? You believe in preparation and opportunities, okay, coming in and being prepared for those opportunities and being able to bank it. You believe in changing situations that no longer benefit you. You believe in, again, you being the creator of your own life. So it's like, what I'm getting here with divine timing and the Hermit is that there's been a lot of contradicting beliefs, okay? A lot of ideologies or philosophies that don't benefit you, okay? How many times have you heard people say it's about the journey, not about the destination, okay? For whoever I'm channeling for, like, that's BS. Because at the end of the day, what motivates you to even get there is the goal itself, is the fact that you want to be there. Why do you want to be there? Why do you want to have those goals? Because you want to feel some kind of way. You want to feel fulfilled. You want to feel good. So when you're not there and you're pursuing it, you know, that's not where you want to be. That's not the state of being where you want to be at. It's about progress. You want to get to that level so you could have the things so that you could feel the way that you want to feel and then climb up to the next one, into the next one. That's what progress is. So this whole idea that it's about the destination, that it's about the journey and not the destination, like, that doesn't fit with your truth. It's like, you're the kind of person that's very driven by results and you're very driven by your goals. And this is why you tend to progress. This is why you tend to manifest and attain the things that you want. Okay? So it's like there's a clash in beliefs. And this is why you felt a lot of fear in the past, because you felt like you couldn't control it, because you felt like it was fate or destiny, or philosophies or beliefs that just simply did not align with your truth. Because your truth is success. You're the kind of person that succeeds because you take matters into your own hands. You're the kind of person that succeeds because you measure your progress. You're the kind of person that succeeds because you have results and because you attain your goals, and that's what builds your confidence. So it's not like leaving it up to divine timing. It's not like being in fear because you don't have control over your own life. Those were beliefs that were projected onto you, that were implanted into you, okay? That were not your truth. And it's like, whoever you are, you're reconnecting with the real version of you. The badass, okay? That can attain the things that you want and that can manifest your way and materialize and get the results that you want in a for sure kind of way. Not in just like, let's wait until divine timing. Let's wait until the stars align. That's not you, okay? So that's exactly what's going to get you the things that you want. And that's exactly what's going to get you the clarity that you want. And that's exactly what makes you so decisive and so good when it comes to your decisions. That's what clears out the confusion. Pisces, you're coming into a level of power that you haven't experienced before. It's like you're reconnecting with a version of you that's the badass. That's the one that makes it happen. That's the one that makes the world go round, okay? You're reconnecting with the version of you and the person that was the risk taker, that knew that you had to do certain things and that you had to be results based, results driven to get to where you wanted to be, and not just leave it up to the universe, not just leave it up to fate, not just leave it up to destiny. And again, there's a lot of like contradicting beliefs when it comes to the spiritual community, because a lot of people will tell you what you want to hear. They will tell you what you want to hear, but if you look at the results in your life, okay? For example, a lot of tarot readers, and I'm not throwing shade, but it's the truth. A lot of tarot readers that have love readings, and they literally just sweet talk you, and they tell you everything you want to hear. How many times does that actually happen? So many people know that it's not real, it's not true, right? And so it's like, you'd rather know the real truth and be able to work with the reality of the situation to get to where you want to be and still attain your goals, rather than have someone sweet talk you and tell you that you don't have to do anything, you don't have to take action, you can just align the stars, this and that to get to where you want to be. And it's like, results speak louder than words. So yeah, it's like some of you are just completely like, again, I'm getting like this very irritable energy of like zero tolerance for BS when it comes to people, when it comes to beliefs, when it comes to philosophies, because you know what works. You've attained a lot of success in your life, and you know who you had to be, what you had to do, how you had to think to attain those successes and reach those goals. Yeah, a lot of you are taking your power back, and that's threatening to a lot of people around you, because it means that you're going to be cutting a lot of people out, and you're going to be, again, very results driven when it comes to what you want to attain in your life. Holy Spirit, tell us a little bit more about the Seven of Wands energy for Pisces. What do you want Pisces to know about the Seven of Wands? Wow, okay, this, I freaking love when this happens. The Emperor. Okay, this is exactly what's going on, Pisces. You're taking full power and full control and accountability over your own life. Because this is how you get the ball rolling. This is how you make moves, and this is how you win in life. Okay? From feeling powerless and out of control over your own life to finally gaining the success that you want. And letting go of fate and destiny and control. You have to take full accountability to actually see the results. It's not about, oh, it's coming in, just believe, just have faith. No. It's like doing the work is actually what's going to help you feel at ease and at peace with yourself, because you've already gotten the ball rolling. You already know that you've taken the actions to get the success. So the Emperor to Seven of Wands to the Ace of Swords. Pisces, nobody can F with you right now, okay? You have full clarity, and you are in your truth and in your power. You're also in a power position. So you're not really letting a lot of people around you or a lot of people in. And what I'm getting here is that there's a person in the present that's trying to figure you out. You're some kind of a mystery. They're trying to solve the mystery. They're trying to get close to you. They're trying to be a part of your world, okay? And you're just not having it. Seven of Wands is that you're very protective over your own energy, but the Emperor, you have a lot of power and authority and control over your own life to where you're very results driven at the moment. And Ace of Swords, you've gained a level of clarity because of this. Okay, so no more confusion, no more brain fog, no more things are up in the air. I hope it works out. I have faith. Like, that's not what it's about. It's about getting the results. It's about getting the ball rolling. It's about achieving those milestones. Okay, you have a very specific vision of where you want to get to, what are those goals, and how you want it to feel. So it's not about the journey, it's about the destination. Okay, the Emperor is here to support you. Pisces, no one can F with you right now, whatsoever. The level of clarity and truth that you have available to you now is because of your decisive action. The Lovers. Some of you may have even been through a phase when you were connected to these people or to this person specifically. There was a lot of confusion, a lot of brain fog, a lot of things that were up in the air. You didn't know if it was hot, if it was cold, if it was black, if it was white. It was just a lot of indecision, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of fear, a lot of unknown. You just didn't feel like you were in power or in control over your own life. Maybe there was a lot of excitement, but there was a lack of peace and stability. And now you're realizing those are some of your non-negotiables. You have wants and you have needs. And that person or those people could not fulfill neither of your wants or your needs. So it's like, why would you keep them around? Detox your friendships. You cut cords, Pisces. You cut cords and they took offense to that. But now, okay, now that you've learned to say no to those people, now that you learned to completely cut them out and shut them out of your life, now you're very decisive. Now all of a sudden you have a lot of clarity. Now all of a sudden you have power and control and authority over your own life. Now all of a sudden you have all your energy back, okay? It's not scattered. It's not, it's like, not, you don't have all these open doors, all these what ifs. You have a lot of certainty. And you wouldn't change that. You wouldn't trade that for anything else. Okay, Holy Spirit, what do you want Pisces to know about this Ace of Swords? What is this Ace of Swords for Pisces? Okay, Three of Cups. I think it came out in the reverse. It was like sideways. I'm gonna put it back. If it comes back out again, I'll take it, because I do take reversals. So because it was sideways, I'm gonna shuffle again. Holy Spirit, what is this Ace of Swords for Pisces? Please clarify. Okay. We have the Tower in the reverse. Okay, so I'm getting a very specific message with the Tower. This is kind of crazy. What I'm getting here, Pisces, is that when you were connected to these people, it was either a person from your past or a group of people, okay? Because it says detox your friendships. So when you were connected to this person, there was a lot of confusion, a lot of brain fog, a lot of things were up in the air. You were not your best self, okay? And at the same time, Tower moment. There was a lot of towers happening in your life, okay? In regards to your life, in regards to connections, in regards to so many things in your life felt unstable when you were connected to these people. There was so much unknown, and not in a good way, okay? Not in a good way. It brought a lot of fear within you, okay? Some of you, your survival mode was triggered when you were connected to these people. Your fight or flight was triggered. Your stress levels, your nervous system was completely like out of balance, because there was a lot of Tower moments because you were connected to them. These Tower moments were not a part of your life. It was not a part of your spiritual journey. It was not a part of your lessons. It was not. It was just simply that you were connected to the wrong kinds of people, or you were connected to people that simply brought out a side of you that was not your best self, okay? So as soon as you disconnected from these people, as soon as you let them go, it's like your entire life cleared up. You gained your power, you gained your control, you gained your stability back, and you avoided so many Tower moments simply because you disconnected from them. It's like whoever this person was, or these people, they were simply bad news. They were not good for you. They were not good for your mental health. They were not good for your nervous system. There was a lot of insecurity, a lot of instability around them. Again, you were not your best self when it came to them. So now that the Emperor, taken power and control over your own life, not leaving things up to faith, not leaving things up to the universe or to destiny, it's like you have the control. What you want, you will get. What you want, you will attain. Not because of some laws of the universe of manifestation, but because you have control, because you have power. And the Tower in the reverse, you're avoiding Tower moments simply by disconnecting from the wrong kinds of people and the wrong kinds of environments. It's not rocket science. You're starting to notice that there was a clear before and after. There was a before you met these people or this person, and then an after, right? Like the reasons they might have been attracted to you is because you were in your power, you were in control, you had your head on straight, okay? You were very confident, you were very assertive, you were very certain. And that might have been why they were attracted to you. But when they came into your life, there was a bunch of chaos, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of indecisiveness, foggy, confusion, fear, insecurity, and that was just not who you were as a person. You were not yourself when it came to them. It's like they brought out this side of you that, again, it was not your best self. So the Emperor's card number 4. 4 is all about your foundation. You have a very strong foundation. You've been building upon it for a long time, and you hold the King in hand. Whoever you are, Pisces, when the Emperor shows up, it means that you're all 4 kings in one. That's who the Emperor is. So it means that you pass the levels of the King of Wands. You pass the levels of the King of Swords. You pass the levels of the King of Pentacles, and you pass the levels of the King of Cups. And you finally graduated into an Emperor. Whether you're male or female, this is just your masculine energy. The divine masculine, authority, power, a natural leader, structure, strategic and analytical thinking, taking action, promotion. The Emperor's message is one of ambitions met and success found. Often seen as the card of the divine masculine, the Emperor brings forth the desire to build a better world, one brick at a time. Use your mind as well as your heart, and rise to power as you lead your own evolution. While becoming your Emperor means infinite possibilities for your success, it also means addressing any issues you harbor around authority, control, and power, and willpower. You may need to work your magic within the confines of establishment, but remember that the organizing principles of society are fluid over time. Remain flexible and keenly aware of your own energetic boundaries and motives. Find opportunities to be of service to others as you build your empire. Step into this fiery energy of success and rise, sweet lights here. Embody confident, compassionate leadership and exercise sovereignty over your own reality. The world is yours. Exactly, the world is yours. It's not up to fate, it's not up to destiny, it's not up to the universe, it's not up to other people to decide that for you. The world is yours. And it's like, Pisces, I feel like you were once this person. You were once this emperor in your life, where you took matters into your own hands. You made it happen. You got the ball rolling. You took the actions. You knew how to move in life to get what it is that you wanted. You didn't leave it up to fate. You didn't leave it up to the universe. You didn't leave it up to chance, to luck, to fortune. You created it. You made it. And all of a sudden, either beliefs, philosophies, the people around you, the environments around you started to create a lot of fog in your life, a lot of confusion. Where again, it's like you started to reconnect with that wounded child, with that wounded version of yourself that felt like they didn't have control. Like they didn't have power, like their life was being decided for them by other authorities or other like parents, teachers, people, the environment. It's like you've come such a long way from that wounded child, from that inner child. There's like, how the F could it have kind of like caught you in this cycle again? And you realize as soon as you detox your friendships, all of a sudden you're back in power again. Meaning it wasn't you. You were not the problem was them. And the problem was the environment, the beliefs, the philosophies that they were trying to project onto you. And so it's like you're reconnecting with your power again and you feel like you're in control. And it's like you wouldn't give that up for anything. This whole surrender thing is like, that's just not who you are. And because of that, Pisces, you're going to attain success. I lead the circumstances in my world with confidence, harmony, and generosity. Yeah, wow, okay. I feel like you're coming into a level of power, Pisces, that you've known before, you've felt before, okay? But it's in a whole another level now. And you're not gonna let anybody kind of drag you back down to those levels. Holy Spirit, what do you want Pisces to know about the Hermit? Okay, we have the Star. We have the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Wands in the reverse. Why is the Six of Wands in the reverse, Holy Spirit? Why is the Six of Wands in the reverse? Please clarify. The Fool. Okay. I don't know if you can see all the cards. I'm just gonna move them a little bit this way. You see that? I think you can. Okay, so the Hermit, the Star, the Three of Pentacles, the Six of Wands in the reverse to the Fool, clarifying the Six of Wands in the reverse. I don't know why that message is coming in again with the Three of Pentacles and the Star. Some people, again, they perceive you as stuck up because you just have standards and you just won't engage with certain kinds of environments or interactions or groups of people. See how the Three of Pentacles are kind of all working together to kind of sow this? But you're in the Star, you're in the Hermit energy. You kind of tend to be a lone wolf. You kind of tend to be more so connected to the divine, more so connected to your higher self, to your goals, than to other people. Because again, when you open up to other people, when you allow them to your inner circle, that's when the Seven of Cups comes in. That's when the fear comes in. Because you're allowing other people to kind of come into your circle and you just don't know what their vibe is. You just don't know what their energy is, how it's going to affect you, how it's going to change your environment. So you tend to have bigger goals in mind and you tend to go about things differently than other people. And the Three of Pentacles, you're trying to figure out how you operate. They're trying to solve you like a puzzle. You're a mystery to them. But the thing is, you have your head on straight and you're you're seeing the bigger picture and you just move differently. You just do things differently, and you don't want to be influenced by other people. Because that's when you don't feel like yourself. That's when you're not your best version. The Six of Wands is in the reverse, Pisces, because when you were connected to these people or to these environments or these situations, there was a lot of self-doubt. There was a lot of fear coming in, but it wasn't coming from you. It was coming from the connection itself. It was toxic. It was not bringing out the best in you. And so you had a lot of victories and a lot of successes, but you were hesitating a lot to take those steps and make those moves. And in order to bring these victories, you have to have faith in yourself. You have to be willing to take these leaps of faith. And again, I only see you here. I don't see a group of people. Okay, the Three of Pentacles is a group of people. You are the one taking this leap of faith. You are the one on stage. You are the one being celebrated. You are the one attaining success. You are the one attaining the star. So what I'm getting here is 3 is a crowd. 3 is a crowd. You've learned to really be self-sufficient and independent, because that's when you succeed the most. Again, you see the Emperor here on his throne by himself. You don't see a group of people there. Okay? It's not to say for you to, not have friends or things like that. But when it comes to making decisions, when it comes to gaining your goals and attaining the successes that you want, 3 is a crowd. Okay? They're building and sewing together a mandala when you're trying to chase a star. So it's like it's different. It's not aligned. And so anytime that you feel like you're not your best self, it's influenced by the environment or by other people. And so there's been a lot of hesitation, a lot of kind of like holding back, and maybe even a little bit of self-doubt when it comes to your successes and when it comes to taking leaps of faith, because the energy that you were in, the environment that you were in was not supporting that. It was not making you feel like you were in power. And so now we have the second advice card from the angels, which is employment change. Some of you are going to be making major changes. Maybe you have many companies. Maybe you have many investments. Maybe you are trying to jump into a new industry. Whatever it is, employment change is one of the advice cards coming in for you to attain success. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams. Okay, the Star to the 10 of Cups. Priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You're being supported each step of the way. So, yeah, what has gone, Pisces, allow it to leave. Okay? Don't remain connected to those people, to those things, if they don't bring out the best in you. Okay? Think about all the times that you've succeeded. What did you have to do? You have to have full faith and belief in yourself. Okay? Not in the divine, okay, not in destiny, not in faith, but in yourself. To take matters into your own hands, the Emperor, take power and control over the situation and get to where you want to be. We have a lot of major arcanas, okay? The Lovers comes to you being very decisive. The Emperor comes back to having power and control over your own life. The Star comes to your dream. The Hermit comes into the way that you are able to attain the answers to your questions through introspection and realization. The Fool, again, regaining that faith and that trust in yourself, not in an outside force, not in other people, not in a group of people, not on friendships or any other thing, okay? Because the only thing that you can control is yourself. So if you can control yourself, you can attain your success. Any final advice for Pisces, Holy Spirit, when it comes to this reading? Any final advice for Pisces, Holy Spirit? Eight of Wands in the reverse. The Hangman and the Queen of Cups. Pisces, get rid of any kind of hesitation or any kind of like stalling out and holding yourself back. You're going to be gaining some new information that's going to help you see things from a different perspective. And because of that, you're going to be tapping into your energy of the Queen of Cups, meaning that you're going to start to move very effortlessly. You're going to start to flow with things instead of feeling like you're burning out or like you're hesitating. Is it this? Is it that? Making a decision and then second guessing it. Like, this energy here is the main energy to change so that you get to where you want to be. Yeah, instability, delays, unfocused energy, a lack of direction, burnout, a tendency to hesitate. Yeah, this is what you have to overcome. It's go time. I fall into this flow of this quickening energy and I swiftly face my desires head on. Yeah, it's all about action, Pisces. And you're going to be seeing things from a different perspective that's going to allow you to tap back into your energy and take action in a very effortless way, where you're going to flow with these choices straight into your success. This is all I have for your reading, Pisces. Blessings. Take care.